Okay, so we are going to do demonstration of how to set camera for a beginner cameraman, photographer or videographer. So my name is William and I make movies for life. So we are going to use Z as the subject as to when we do settings, how is the subject appearing. Okay, sharp Z. So this is what is happening. No, it's fine, stand there. You can even stand there so that you can see. So we are using Canon, but we're using Canon because it's a standard for any young or a new film student. So firstly, you need to make sure that you are on manual, and then make sure that you are in picture mode. We'll come to video mode. So this is how the display will be. So we are setting shutter speed, and we are setting aperture, and we are setting our ISO. So the shortcut is that if you want to activate this thing, you must press Q. Then when you press Q, then you will be able to move around. So you are not going anywhere except these three places. And the shortcut is that your shutter speed must be 1 divided by 60 and upwards. Don't go below. Don't go below that. Don't go below that. That is the shortcut for shutter speed. Don't go below that. And then the shortcut for aperture is that you must go to the lowest aperture possible that you have. The lowest aperture possible that you have. When you are zoomed in, then the aperture is affected. When you are zooming out, the aperture can now step down to 3.5. And then when we are zoomed in, the aperture cannot step down. It can only end there. So zooming out, aperture is going to 3.5. Zooming in, aperture is going to 5.6. So it depends, but aperture must be lowest. That's the shortcut. And then the shortcut for ISO, when you are outside, like we are outside now, you must be in 400. And then when you are inside the house, why are you going to 400? Because outside the sun is already there, so you don't need to pump ISO more. When you are inside, or rather when we are outside, ISO must be on 200. And then when you are inside in a place that is a house or what, because there is no sun, then you can pump the ISO to 400 or to 800 if you want to take a risk. But the shortcut is that when you are outside, ISO must be from 200 and so forth. And then you can just press here, and then you are ready to shoot. You are ready to shoot whatever that you want to shoot. So Z, please stand there. Yes, go there. All right. So what is happening now? Can we see the subject?
Yes, we can.
Okay. What is happening now is that our subject, let's do the setting. Shutter, we set it must be 60 and above. Is a safe spot. And then let's zoom out. Okay, let's try to frame her well. Aperture, the lowest possible. So with the zoom in that we have now, this is the lowest that we can go, which is 4.5. Since we are outside, then we pump up ISO to 400. Our settings are done. Remember, shutter speed 1/60 or above. Aperture, lowest possible. ISO, if you're outside, 400 or 800 or whatever. Outside 200, the lowest. Inside you can pump up, outside you need to pump down. So the last thing that is important is that our subject always, I beg you, in the name of my Lord Jesus, I beg you, our subject must always and forever be in focus. So on the lens, you can either be on automatic focus, meaning the camera will try and focus for you. The camera will try and focus for you so that our subject is in focus. Or you can be on manual focus, which is you are, okay, let me just zoom in for the purpose of learning, which is this wheel. This one is the wheel for zoom in, zoom out, yada yada. This one is the one for focus. Can you see it? All right. So you must make sure that you spin this wheel until your subject is in focus. Please, Z, please put your head small. Yeah. No, it's fine. Put it the way you placed it, but take it up. Maybe like this. Small. Then take it down small. Small, sure. Okay. You press here. So just make sure that your subject is forever in focus. Don't take videos or pictures of your subject in this position. Please, I beg you. So now, for the purpose of learning, make sure that your subject is in focus, your settings are in order, then you can take a picture. Either you can take a picture as a portrait like this. Smile, Z. Don't smile like you're taking ID, brother. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's just see what is happening with all these settings. Okay. So let's start with shutter speed. So when I pump up the shutter speed, can you see what's happening with my subject? My subject is getting darker and darker. So shutter speed is like, okay, how fast the shutter plate is closing. You might be tempted that when you are on 1/30, you have light. But the problem is that you're gonna have motion blur. So the safest is that you must be from 60. Is the safest and cleanest. But you can go up if you are shooting a soccer, if you are shooting a sport, so that the shutter is faster and faster. So Z, I'm going to ask you to jump. Okay, let's make a picture where Z is jumping. We are on 60. Right, let me just try to focus. Right. Okay, 3, 2, 1, jump. Jump, 1, 2, 3. All right. Now let's see this picture of Z. You see this picture of Z? She is jumping and we are getting a motion blur because our shutter is slow. So now let's make our shutter to be fast. Maybe let's take it to 125, and then let's try to just steal that ISO to 800. Okay, Z, 3, 2, 1, jump. Okay, thank you. So we are still, when we check our picture, we are still having that motion blur. But if we can try to go up and up and up, maybe on let's say 500 for example, of which we don't need to go, but it's fine for the purpose of learning. All right, Z, 3, 2, 1, jump. Thank you. So now there is a huge difference. We can see, yes, there is motion blur, but it's improving and improving and improving because we are increasing the shutter. Okay, let's take the shutter to, let's say 1000 for the purpose of learning. For the purpose of learning is fine. Okay, 3, 2, 1, jump. Thank you. Now I want you to see something. Look at this. There is no motion blur. We captured her nicely and clean. She's in the air. Let's take our shutter back to 60, and then our ISO, let's take it normal. All right, okay. The purpose now of Aperture is that will the background of the subject be blurry, or will the background of subject be in focus together with the subject? So when you are increasing the aperture, meaning you are making the background and the subject to be in focus. But the trick is that you don't need to stress yourself. You don't need to stress yourself when it comes to aperture. Just take it down so that you can have that cinematic picture, in a sense that the background is blurry and the subject is in focus. So I'm not going to explain a lot when it comes to shutter, or rather to aperture. Just take it down and then leave it there. And then ISO, you can pump it up to between 100 and 800, and then you just take your pictures the way you want to take them. Make sure that your subject is in focus. And then this one is for advanced, but you don't need to do it. Firstly, you use this wheel to focus, but in order for you to be precise, you can press these magnifiers, plus and minus. Okay, it's fine. You can simply say, okay, I'm focusing Z, be ready for a picture. You can smile, be ready, and then we capture it. But now, in order for me to take crisp and amazing picture and video, I can be like, okay, I'm focusing now, stand by. Then I press this. Instead of zooming in and seeing that I'm in focus, then I zoom out, then I focus again. I'm messing up the picture. So the most amazing thing with this is that, okay, if you are taking a picture like this, let's say it's a full body, please go back, thank you. Let's say it's a full body like this, right? Whether video, whether picture, whatever. Okay, let's say we are taking a full body video or picture like this, and you want to focus, and then you are using this thing. Okay, you can see, okay, oh my god, all right, it's fine, I'm in focus. Please come closer so that you can see. Okay, it's fine, I'm in focus. But now these magnifiers, the moment you press them, they help you now. Where are you? Okay, there is our subject. I'm pressing these magnifiers. They help us now to bring the face closer. Can you see it? To bring the face closer, and then as I focus, and then when I press it, when I go back, now when I take a picture, the picture is in focus by just using these magnifiers. So if it's a close-up like this, let's come closer, sure. If it's a close-up like this, yes, I can use the ring. Yes, I'm focusing. As I'm focusing like this, my picture might be amazing. But now when I use the magnifiers, for example, I'm here, and then I magnify, I bring to the nose, and then I try to focus. Can you see that, man? Huh?
Yes, I can.
Now you see, I'm using the magnifier. The moment I go back, the picture will be crisp and amazing. So I think that's it for part one. Okay, so that was part one in terms of how to know manual setting. And when you check my slides, I try to give you the shortcuts, in a sense that they can guide you to take amazing pictures. But the most important thing is that when it comes to camera, really, you don't need to be perfect. You must make mistakes and just open, try, do whatever. But since you are in film school or you are attempting to be a professional, it's best for you to know these three things: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, and how to correctly set them. The most important thing, I think, in my own opinion, is focus. If your subject is not in focus, then that picture is a mess. So now let's come to video. The moment other cameras, they have video on the wheel, so if you want video, therefore you'll find it somewhere here. But for this one, we have the video set up there. So we are on video mode, and as we are on video mode, we need to come to manual. You need to know that the moment you press record, unlike taking a picture, okay, I said aperture, I said shutter speed, what is happening is that what you learn in terms of picture, yes, is the same, but there is something that you need to do when it comes to video. It's called frames per second. So what is happening is that frames per second is like Z, just walk, go there. Let's see Z walking. Walk, just walk and turn there. You can come back. Thank you. And then maybe I shake hands, whatever. So what is happening is that, come. What your eye is seeing in real life, frames per second and shutter speed in terms of video, we must balance them so that when we check this video on a TV or on a phone, we can check it like this is a real movement or real motion of a real human being. Like how this car is moving. Check this car. How this car is moving. You can come back. My eyes, when I make video, that video must be as close to what my eye is seeing. So when you are in video mode, yes, Z, you are going to present. When you are in video mode, you set your settings, you put your subject in focus. You put your subject in focus. When you are done, the most important thing is that you must go and check your frames per second. Then you press menu, and then you must come to one of the video setting. When you come here, you will see movie rec size. So you must go there. When you go inside, it's telling you that you have 25 FPS. Can you see that, Mandla?
Yes, I can.
Then you have 24 FPS. And then it's telling you that this is 25 but at 1080, which is HD. And then here you can have 50 frames per second, but the quality is decreasing to 720. Let's leave that one for now. Just make sure that for the purpose of learning, you are on 25 frames per second. So when you are there, you are done. You can go back. And then your shutter speed must be double frames per second. So our frames per second is 25. Therefore, our shutter must be 50 because we are doubling frames per second. Sinclair, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
And you are watching Mr. Williams' classes.
Okay, so now, the moment you watch this video, of which I will edit and put it, you will see that this is a real motion, real life television type of thing. So when it comes to shooting films, your frames per second must be 24. And then for television, normally they use 30 frames per second or 25. But just to be on the safe side and take videos, be on 25 frames per second, and then your shutter needs to be double frames per second. I think that is the simplest way that you can learn a camera. I think so. Okay, I think we are done for part 2. I think we are done. You can stand here. So now, for the last part, what is happening, honestly or truly, guys, is that the moment your camera is in manual, all these 3 guys will be activated because you need to set all of them. Now, when you come to AV, this is what is going to happen. It means you are only setting aperture. Shutter speed will disappear. AV, it means camera. I am setting aperture for myself. Think for me, shutter. I can also set for myself ISO. So when you come to TV, check what's going to happen. You are saying, since this is a shutter priority, You are saying, I will set shutter for myself. Think for me, aperture. And I will set for myself ISO. And then when you go to automatic, what's happening is that you are not finding anything because the camera is thinking everything for you. So let's check the last one, which is the most important one, is manual exposure, which is setting all these guys. And how to activate this: if your camera is not a touch screen, you can press Q and then you will be able to move around. You will be able to move around. If your camera is not touch screen, you can just press Q and then move with the buttons. And then AV, which is aperture priority, and then TV, which is shutter priority. And then we can check P. What's happening with P? P is program. So what's really happening is that the camera is thinking for you shutter and aperture, and you are only controlling ISO. So that's it. So if you are a photographer, you are in a rush and you want to take amazing picture, you can just be on a I think aperture priority. You are just playing around with the aperture and then the camera, but it's up to you. You can do whatever that you want. If you are shooting a soccer, a sports, people dancing and people jumping, you don't want motion blur, then this is good because the camera is detecting shutter speed for you. You are just focusing on the aperture. Or you can come to TV, which is shutter, and then keep on playing with the shutter, in a sense. Okay, when I'm on 1/400, what's happening? Am I capturing the subject? There's no motion blur. And then when I go, remember, you don't have to go below this one. You're gonna experience motion blur. And then there is what is important, which is white balance. I believe for now, for the purpose of learning, just leave it on auto. Leave white balance on auto, and then I think you are good to go. Wrapping up and closing. The most important thing is that your lens, majority of lenses, they have AF, which is automatic focus, and then they have MF, which is manual focus. It is really up to you. If your lens is good, it's gonna really help you in terms of automatic focus. But if you don't trust your lens, always come back to manual focus and use the magnifiers and make sure that you are in focus majority of the time. And then how to remove lens is that you need to press here and then you spin, and then the lens will come out. How to put it back? You need to check there is a red dot. Can you see? There's a white one, meaning other lenses here, this one, it has a white mark. Other lenses, they have a red mark. So when you put it back, you don't just put it back and be like amateur, you don't know what's happening. No, simple. White on white. So white, put it on white, and then you spin until you hear the click, and then the lens won't come out or whatever, you know you are safe. And then this thing is called stabilizer. It's for videos, so always turn the stabilizer on so that even when you are shaking the camera, the video will not shake. You must always be on stabilizer. You must know your camera, in a sense that, okay, the camera that I have, is it a touch screen or it's not a touch screen? Okay, if the screen can rotate, you must check, okay, how is it rotating, so that you don't break it. You must be careful. Show me, bruh. You must be careful. It's like this is your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You must be in a position of you take care of your gadget. So number one, which is important, can come, is that you don't need to panic when you get the camera. Just put it on automatic and then push on. When you are not seeing, for example, when I'm here, when I put my hand, it's getting dark. When I remove my hand, it's coming in. Because what's happening is that the picture is in this mirror. So the moment, show me, the moment when I put my eye like this, then I'll be able to see the subject through this window. But if I don't want to see through this window, then I need to press again. here so that I can come back and be like, okay, now I'm focusing here on the screen. So the question is, so say, should I use this or should I use the mirror, the screen? It is really up to you, honestly, as long as you are in focus. The bottom line is that when a cameraman is using this, is that they are trying to be in focus. But with these magnifiers, you can get what you are searching here. You can simply magnify and all those things. So you need to know your camera, in a sense that, okay, I'm on a picture mode or I'm on a video mode, and then am I using the screen or am I using the mirror in that case? And then you must know where do you put the battery. For this one is under here. This is where the battery is going in, and you must know the type of battery. When you put the battery, you must not put it in a wrong position or whatever. You can break the cam. So make sure that gently and nicely, and then you see it can indicate for you somewhere that, okay, the battery is in or something like that. And then this is where we put the memory card, and then you just press it, you take the memory card out, and then you push it in. Very important, the wheel. This wheel is important, very important. So now, in closing, if your camera is not a touch screen, you won't have the privileges of, okay, I'm taking a video, then I'm just touching, oh, praise God, this is nice, oh, I can do that. You won't have those privileges because your camera is not a touch screen. So what is happening is that if your camera is not a touch screen, this wheel, man, I'll show this wheel, is very important. So let's check, in case this camera was not a touch screen. Z, can you please stand there for the last time? So remember, we must be in focus. I'm using the magnifiers. We must be in focus. All right. Okay. So the moment you spin this wheel alone, your camera is not a touch screen. When you spin, what is going to happen is that the shutter is the one that is being affected. Okay, so where do I find the wheel for aperture? It's not there. Here they wrote for you AV. Can you see it? AV. You remember AV is aperture. Therefore, you need to press AV and then you spin the wheel. Meanwhile, you are pressing. So now, the aperture now. The aperture now. The moment you release, you see these two orange lines. They are telling you I'm back to shutter. The moment you press AV, can you see these orange things? When you let them go, they are here. The moment you press them, they are there. So this is in case when your camera is not a touchscreen.